it's a very, very hard ask for Alan. So maybe there's no pressure in doing that. He can just concentrate on trying to win the tournament. And let's not forget that he has won a tournament this year, Players' Championship, beating Daryl Gurney in the final.
Yeah, prior to yesterday, his most recent win on the European Tour was last October, so he was coming up for 12 months without a win in Europe.
42.
The horror visit there as well from Soutar. So Ryan Joyce well and truly in control on throw in this third leg.
100.
Crowd just starting to make their way into this day, which is going to be a long day with a great deal of talent on shore. I mentioned the likes of Humphreys, Littler,
60.
and make no mistake, everybody who's in the tournament today wants to be the first name next to Flanders Darts Trophy winner.
Yeah, brand new tournament, double 16 here for Ryan Joyce, and it's another 15 darter as well.
After Dimitri was done by Goldfinger, saying maybe he was putting too much pressure on himself to perform in his home country, maybe he should just take it easy a little bit. So we'll have to wait until next year to have another crack at a Belgian title.
Yeah, not just his home country, but his hometown as well. This is where he was born and raised, Dimitri van den Bergh.
60. And you require 120.
So that expectation was even more so, I think. 120 here for Soutar to level things up. Once again, Joyce is nowhere near, and once again he's on 194. And once again, Soutar's looking at tops, and this time he takes out the Shanghai.
Because of how he played and who he played. That was a really good test to see where Richie is at the start of the second half of the season.
Well, Alan Soutar, 105 with his first 6 darts, hits the 180, capitalises on that poor visit by Joyce, and all of a sudden there's a very different gloss on this leg as well. And once more, good recovery with the final dart from Joyce, but once again he was just struggling for the trebles there. But he's down to a finish first. It's a big one, but Soutar can really make his move again if he can back up that 180 with something big here, and he may well do so to leave double 18 as well.
Yeah, I'd classify this as a bit of a move, but this would move the ticker. Bullseye for Joyce. Serious darts from Ryan. That stings like a bee. Then he left 36 after the next 6 darts. He didn't get a look. Sometimes you just got to bow to brilliance. Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
The damage was done in the first 6 darts. He only scored 105 over those first 6, but he's absolutely pounding that treble 20 bed now on a regular basis, and that's the fear for Joyce.
Doesn't get to a finish. He didn't utilise the 19s and the bullseye from 271, which I suppose in this day and age is seen as a bit of a tactical mistake. It's double 11 for Soutar for a punch back. Oh, game on. And we're going the distance for the 4th straight game between these two. They just love to play each other. Now he's got 271 again, but his opponent is behind him.
Yeah.
So I don't necessarily think that using the 19s here is necessary.
Well, this is where Soutar really could have traded in one of those 180s from the previous leg that were dead 180s and applied one here, because he's only scored 160 after 6 darts in this one. It's another sluggish start. It needs to burst into life sooner or later, and it's not happening for him. And Ryan Joyce has 6 darts from 131 for a place in the third round, I should say, here in Antwerp.
Really wants to lead double 16 again, and does.
99.
Rule number 1 of playing Ryan Joyce usually is don't give him a shot at double 16, especially for a match. He's been up and down on it in this match though, but he's going to need Ryan to miss an abundant amount of shots to get an opportunity. He doesn't believe he's going to get one.
Well, it may well be that Ryan Joyce did win this one backstage when they decided who threw first, because 11 holes of throw, and it's Ryan Joyce who drags himself over the line. But what a finale to what was a really good match to open things up on day 2 here in Antwerp.
James Wade busting double 10. Must have done some bullshit. I can't prove or disprove it, Paul.
26.
Somebody can. Hat tip. Oh, this is brilliant from Van Veen. Take that to leave 127 and possibly the game. Robert Owen is playing some proper darts here at the start of this game. Not going to take the 136. But he's going to leave himself on top.
January 127.
Sole Welsh player here this afternoon, Robert Owen. Got a plethora of Dutch players. This one is going for #8. Close calls.
119.
This game is flip-flopping a lot, and I'm loving it.
Straight into double top. It's back-to-back 13 darters, and yet it's a poor visit that just allows Van Veen to take control of the leg. But he's so confident, Robert Owen. He is so full of self-belief.
Yeah, he's like the Welsh Alex Roy.
Yeah, not a bad comparison.
40. January 138.
A couple of bad visits from Robert Owen. Not really seen him do that in this match.
58.
This leg is not over yet. Based on what we've seen on the doubles from Gian, 1 out of 8. And Robert does get to a more manageable finish of 127. Had he not found the treble, 167 would have been his leave. Does he get a look at it?
60.
He does as well. That's missed by a good inch.
He's having a go at doubles all over the board here, Jan van Veen. He's unable to find any of them. It's 8 in a row he's missed here. Treble 19 and bull for 4-1. Not happening. It's all got a bit laboured. They were flying earlier. Their averages have dropped by a good 10 points in the last couple of legs.
That almost bust the score or hit the 15. That is a strange checkout. And he understands that he's quite fortunate to get that shot at #5. All of the woes from the previous legs seem to be forgotten. Best legs of the match have come from Owen, 213 darters. But it does feel like he's regressed since having a 3-1 lead. And Van Veen is starting to
93.
pick Owen apart.
January 121.
Just to hold his throw. Go back into the lead. Treble 17 required, and he's got it to leave the bullseye again.
84. January 128.
This would be a game changer. It's for a break of throw, but a 60's needed. How good is the Dutchman on the ball? Better.
But there've been little chances. Bull missed at a 132. Bull missed at a 121. Had a look at 97, didn't get a dart at double. You can't take all of them, but if he'd taken one of those chances, this would be very different.
This is Gian van Veen's 150th game of the season. That's an awful lot of darts. But let's not forget that's multiple tours.
Oh, I bet he's won a lot as well.
74% of those games this year. That is ridiculous.
3 for every 1 you lose. You're going to pick up an awful lot of money. You're going to win titles on the youth tour. You're going to be in loads of these events. You'll be getting to big TV tournaments, and all of that is coming to Gian van Veen.
That's not including the games he played in America, by the way. So it's probably somewhere close to 200, I'd say. But this is for the match, for a final break, and to live rent-free in the mind of Robert Owen for at least another week.
It's another one of these chances that Robert Owen has been unable to take, and he's not going to take this one. It means match darts are coming in for Gian van Veen for a second victory over Robert Owen in a week on the Euro Tour, and 5 wins out of 5 against the Welshman. Double top for Van Veen, and Stack Attack is beaten by the Dutchman once again.
Even though he took that weekend off.
Yeah, number 7 provisionally in the seeding. First maximum, and it goes to the Dutchman.
Yeah, fitting as well, maybe, that he beat Johnny Clayson in that final in Rosmalen. Because it was Johnny Clayson who beat Josh Rock in his first European Tour final in Graz. 180s are flying at the moment.
6.
You are just joining us. Wins so far today for Gian van Veen, and also in the opening match, Ryan Joyce, the number 16 seed this weekend. Josh Rock is more than applying pressure here. Yeah, wonder what that's referring to.
16s for the ball. Doesn't happen, and those two brilliant visits from Josh Rock have bought him this opportunity. An opportunity he takes, and takes very well. Is he going to do that with every throw? Yeah. You're not saying the 6-0 win was bad, but it wasn't as good as it could have been.
No, in the end, it was a 98 average, when at one point it was 115 or so.
He went from spectacular to just steady as an overall assessment. That's a steady visit from Yitzer, but Josh Rock will be eyeing up leaving double 16 here, or maybe tops. What do you fancy? You get to choose. He chooses tops.
32. Yes, here we go, 148.
Well, this might have to go, Yitzer.
78. Joshua require 40.
That second dart as well was an issue at times for Yitzer van der Waal yesterday in that win against Biłecki. Double 10 here for Rock for 3-0. Once again, Rock taking it out with his third dart in hand, as he did in leg 2. And those two are on the stage next.
96.
Yeah, interesting game, that one coming up. Fair to say there's been a big old gap between these two, and the chasm has just widened as the game's gone on. It's almost 20 points difference in the averages.
Yeah, and this is all in stark contrast to his other previous appearance in Belgium this year as well. He lost his opening match in Visa, but
98.
a very different story it seems today in this one. Maybe, well, I mean, I was about to say difficult to read too much into it, given the circumstances, given the opposition, but he's still throwing ever so well. It's a 102 average as well. The finishing has been pretty good as well.
131.
Tending to finish things off in the visit, if not with his first dart in hand. Solid stuff from the number 6 seed, who is looking at double 18 for the Welsh.
Yeah, not much pillaging going on from the Frisian Viking today, because that will do it. It is a whitewash, and while his lookalike might and often does say, Gordon's alive, Yitzer van der Waal very much isn't in terms of the Flanders Darts Trophy.
Adapts better than others. You look at someone like Stephen Bunting, who had that dramatic shift in fortune after changing his equipment, and Barney touched upon it yesterday as well. I mean, he's got this new set of darts, a little bit lighter, and he was just singing his manufacturer's praises extensively after that win yesterday, 6-0 against Mike Ivanhoven. So, I mean, Barney's a fairly versatile individual as it is, but yeah, cuts both ways, I suppose.
There you go, Rob Malarkey has just quoted Gloria Estefan. Cuts both ways.
Just trying to remember what I said there. All sorts of lyrics popped into my head momentarily.
Oh, almost a bullseye finish for Dutt. And it was almost Dutt, there it is. But 2-0 for Chris Doby is what it is. And the strength is definitely rising towards the top as we go towards Grand Prix time.
Yeah, and you've got players like Luke Humphries who've won multiple majors, of course. So, yeah, it's a fairly elite club, actually, in terms of multiple title winners. I say multiple, 2 or more is the category for that.
127.
Luke Littler has won 7 titles if you include his World Series successes in Poland and Bahrain. He's on stage tonight as Doby threatens a big finish there.
Going to try and leave tops. That is difficult now.
Yeah, that was a careless first dart, actually. Needed to be a little bit lower, well, maybe significantly lower to give himself the best crack possible at that treble 19. That was just about inside the single 9. Double 8 here for Doby. Slight shuffle over to the left-hand side in the end. Yeah, well played. Just steered that one through beautifully, and Kevin Dutt looks almost resigned to his... You can't play safe, you can't lay up, you can't look over your shoulder. It is almost unique in that way, I think. You know, there is no margin for error. You either hit the target or you don't. You can't go close and finish it off next time.
Like a game between the Chiefs and the Ravens where you've got to go to the video referee in the last second. Sometimes the wires on the dartboard can cost you, but boy are they useful.
96.
Well, 130 left is very gettable, so my advice to you, Kevin, is Get this hit to keep yourself in this match. Great dart that. Great check out. Cards Peter Wright, didn't we?
Play cards Peter Wright worked very well, I thought.
And I think when you're trying to play that game, I'm not trying to guess where Chris Doby is in the world. He's number 13 in the world right now, and he's got his eagle eye on getting into the top 10 in the next couple of months. And that is very doable, because at double start, he's one of the best players in the world who have not won the Grand Prix.
Well, first chance for Doby to get over the line in this one, and he may well do it at the first time of asking double 19. What a way to round it off for Chris Doby.
In this short format, you can't do it. Look at the Ryan Joyce game this afternoon. It's 11 consecutive holds of throw, no matter what Alan Suter did, couldn't find the break. And Joyce ended up winning, and his first win on the Euro Tour for quite some time. As Hector is starting to warm to the task here. But what is that pressure like when you go up there and you've won the ball? Yeah, that's great. You've got an advantage, but you now have to immediately, you have to be good to keep hold of it.
Very, very true. Look at what Damon's doing from 442.
Yeah.
19s all the way. If he'd got 6 in a row, it would have left 100. That is elite counting. He hasn't got there, but the idea was right. It just so happens that he's 2-1 down. That's why Phil Taylor was so good, because he had 2 favourite doubles.
Yeah, look, Peter Wright, another one.
57.
This is the chance.
I love that. 305, not even tempted to go 18s or 15s or 25. And why?
Because Durk's on a bogey now.
Exactly, he's on 343, can't leave a finish.
Yeah, and it's the awareness of it as well. He knew when he walked to the oche. And there's the maximum from Dirk van Duijvenbode. First of this, or second of this game, sorry, for Durk. But it does leave a bogey number. Hector knows he's got a chance to set it up and then take it out. But can he get the setup right? No, he can't. It's a shocker.
That couldn't really have gone any worse. Much. Well, the last 6 darts from Durk have been basically perfect. He couldn't have done much more from 343. But watch out. Oh, it was so close to nestling next to that shot. And Durk gets his chance to hold once again.
Should have been a better opportunity for Damon Hector. The setup shot was poor. And Durk shuts the door, and it is 7 legs played, all holds of throw. Yeah, look, go back and look at Peter Wright last week, where he managed to win a number of games with a lower average than an opponent because he was taking his chances. Durk is taking his chances. He's annoyed by a whistler there.
48.
Durk has been taking his chances in this game, and he's 8 or 9 points clear in the averages. He'll be thinking, how am I not clear? How have I not put this guy away?
58.
Well, the good news for Durk is that Damon couldn't leave a finish either, even though he did tactically the right thing. These two will desperately want to make tomorrow. The best that Durk has done on the European Tour this season is the last 16, and only once. That was in Leverkusen, pre-match play. That was a tournament that Durk didn't even qualify for.
100.
And that may be a sign of just how motivated he is to get back.
Big passenger play. What a guide. Does not make use of it. Now Damon Hector
42.
for a trademark Damo combination finish. Lead for the first time. Double 16.
94. Bergh require 54.
Now he's had his chance to break, then hold and win. Might have to win the last 2 legs. Brilliant.
Durk isn't playing the electrifying stuff he was playing yesterday. It is good, make no mistake about it. But it is tight, nip and tuck.
You feel that Damon's got to take this 2 on 7 and 6, just to make sure that Durk doesn't get a chance. We saw a 77 checkout earlier in the match, didn't we? The missed single. Missed on the 18?
Yes, he did. Careless second dart. Doesn't need the 18. It's 2 at double 10. Okay, double 4. Oh, there we go. Damon Heta. Well, it's not gone according to plan when he's had 77, but at least that one, he completed it. 10 legs, all holes a throw. It is a one-leg shootout for the final day. Yeah, fair point. Maybe his head's a bit fried. And this will fry it even further. Oh, how about this? 170 casually tossed in by Durk van Dijvenbode. He has got this game in the palm of his hand now. And bearing in mind, he is 70-odd% on his doubles. He is going to get match darts from here, surely. But he won't go away. He won't go away, Heta.
Like a redback spider living in Durk's pocket. Might be ready to bite if he gets a chance, but that 170 from Durk, it wasn't flashy. It had sense because the 25 leaves the 170 finish. He wouldn't have needed it anyway. But he's looking to trim things off using the 25 and bullseye in the right way. And he's done it once again to leave 58 again, which he had in leg 5. If he takes it the same way, he wins.
Saw off Johnny Clayton, the world number 8 in round 1, with a barrage of 180s. He is now going to get match darts against the world number 9, Damon Heta, and it's all been about the finishing. And he's got time here because Damon Heta slaps his hands in frustration. Match darts Durk van Dijvenbode to reach the final day in the Euro Tour for just the second time this year. Durk wins it, and he wins it with clinical finishing. There were opportunities there for Menzies. Wasn't able to take them, but you know if you don't, James Wade will punish you. He has done it for years, decades in fact.
Been a while since Wade won his second and most recent European Tour title, though. That was way back in 2016 at the European Match Play in Hamburg.
So long ago, we don't go there anymore.
Don't go there anymore, no.
Another 57. Leaves the bullseye for Chiz. Unable to take here, but this is a big ask.
An impossible ask now as well. Wade's other title was in another venue that we don't go to anymore, Gibraltar. That was in 2014, so he's looking for a new hunting ground. And it may well be here this weekend, but Chizzy may well draw first blood in the opening leg, and it would be a break of throw as well. 2 darts at double 8, but he only needs 1, and Dave Chisnall does find the early break. Won't get any easier though for whoever comes through this. But yeah, beat Andrew Gilding in the final of that one. 8-6 it was a couple of years ago in the Belgian Darts Open in Pisa.
Hit a 9-darter along the way as well.
He did.
Hit one against Danny Noffet in the opening leg of the semi-final. I'll tell you what, we have seen some performances this weekend. Dave Chisnall has started this one like he is set to add his name to that list of ton-plus averages.
Yeah, certainly. Very measured, very controlled. Just a lot of purpose. 50% on the double so far as well. Bang on cue. Strays ever so slightly.
Look at the chances Wade's been given. I'd look at 150 in the first leg, 101 in the second leg. Now it's 141. These are the only opportunities he's been getting, and he hasn't had the dart at double yet.
$90. They require 40.
Well, a little stumble in the previous visit, but Chisnall has tidied things up, and he's left himself 3 clear darts at double 20. And again, he only needs 1.
He would jump above him. You've got Durk, Gilding, Clemens, Watamina, all jostling for positions behind them. And a deep run for any one of those could knock Wade out of the spots for the world.
The way the draws worked out, I just had a quick look at this earlier, the way the draws worked out, it's fairly likely that at least one of those, maybe 2, could have a deep one.
Well, and we've seen what Durk's doing this weekend. Possible.
So, yeah, question marks about whether he qualifies for the European Championship, but as you say, the bigger prize as well might be taken away from him. Lots going on for James Wade this weekend. He needs to take care of business, but it looks as though he's not going to be able to do it today, although he might well get a leg on the scoreboard here. Dave Chisnall with work to do from 290. Can he apply any sort of pressure?
100.
Well, not down to a finish yet,
65.
so a bit more breathing space for James Wade to register. That leaves 62.
Double 14 for double 10. Well, the chances that he's getting are improving, James Wade. He's gone from only getting looks at massive combination finishes to then getting one dart at double at the end of a combination. Now he gets 3 clear darts at double.
140. James, you require 40.
James, this has to go.
He's on the 5th leg. James Wade.
Barely a flicker of emotion on the face of James Wade as that second dart found its target. The other thing about Chizzy as well, I mean, talks about the fact that he's got 7 European Tour titles now. He's 4th in the all-time European Tour list of titles won, but the thing is now is that he's really got the knack of winning finals. There was a stage where he won one of his first 6 Euro Tour finals, and he's now 7-7. So he's won 6 of his last 8 Euro Tour finals. So if he gets there, he seems to have developed this habit, this knack, this ability to get over the line and finish things off.
Absolutely. Let's see if that translates to the major tournaments. No reason why it can't.
83.
Well, he nearly started this game off with a 164 checkout, Dave Chisnall. Could he end it with a 164 checkout? Is he going to go for it? No, he isn't.
24.
Well, you weren't alone in thinking that down, clearly. But Dave Chisnall playing the percentage shot and setting it up. I mean, 20s has been very good for Dave Chisnall, not just today. But that's what he's looking at once again. Wade is on 1-2-1 if he gets the chance to return. I suspect he won't, because Dave Chisnall's finishing in the main has been very, very good today. And it is back-to-back 13 darters for Dave Chisnall in leg 6 and in leg 8. And that's another very impressive Euro Tour display from the number 2 seed. And who knows, he may be on course for title number 8 this weekend as well. After the withdrawals of Gary Anderson and Nathan Aspinall, that opened up 2 more spots. De Decker took one of them as the alternate, looking to make the most of his good fortune. And that withdrawal of Gary Anderson actually moved Ross Smith up from number 10 to number 9 seed as well. So in a parallel universe somewhere, these two aren't playing at all.
Darts does have a few sliding doors moments, and if De Decker does beat Ross Smith, not only will he be the second person to beat a seed this afternoon, but he would go further in the tournament than the person who knocked him out of qualifying,
Yeah.
which is Robert Owen.
96.
Yeah, that is the curious state of affairs. Ross Smith with a chance again for another big finish, this time a chance to break back as well. And once again he's done the first 2 parts of the equation. Bullseye this time, and it's almost a carbon copy of where he landed last time when he was targeting that 167. Desperately unlucky from Ross Smith.
When Mike is winning legs, the most important thing is to listen.
Games on the second leg. Mike De Decker. Is lost through first. Game on.
So what's going to happen is Ross Smith is going to go for 3 bulls, miss the last one, and De Decker's going to take the 152. Well, that was if it was anything like the first 2 legs anyway.
Yeah, that particular sequence has ended there, but yeah, similar thing. De Decker could be on course for another 15 darter. That's the other sequence that we're keeping an eye on here. Double 16. Listen to the noise once again in Belgium. Antwerp rises as one as De Decker takes out the 152.
This place, they know how to put on a darts tournament, and the fans, some of the best in the world now.
Yeah, and the majority of players. I mean, Josh Rock touched upon it in his interview on stage post-match earlier today, and backstage many of the others are saying the same thing. Ross Smith sensing something here. On course for a potential 11 darter, and definitely on course for a break of throw as well. What can De Decker do here though? Shame about the last dart.
81.
No massive damage done. He's still on a 2-dart combination if he gets the chance to return. 66 away. That leaves that big red button that he's had a couple of cracks at already. And do you know what? Those 2 missed darts at bullseye earlier on may well have counted for something there.
And this is a better performance than yesterday as well. He didn't play badly at all against Veenstra. It was a very accomplished display, but he stepped it up.
114.
Via that fallout, Ross is not on a finish, and he probably should have gone to the bullseye anyway, instead of down to the 19s.
125.
Let's see if he can make amends and make an impression with this visit. So far, so good, you have to say.
171.
Well, that is the equivalent of
36.
chipping it within 2 feet of the pin from 250 yards away. That's brilliant approach play by Ross Smith.
This game has been so intriguing and full of quality that we don't want it to end. Not yet, at least. And it doesn't end yet when the odds are stacked against you. And that's what Ross Smith is doing more of these days than ever. Don't go anywhere near that. Oh, don't listen to me! How did that stay in the board?
Well, I'm staggered that he stayed there, but, you know, I think he was... Yeah, just had that confidence in his ability to throw it far enough away. It was a little bit perilous, though, I have to say, but a 180 to back up the 140, and Smith is in overdrive here now. Down to a finish first.
This is an exceptional scoring performance in the last leg, and he's got Dutt floored. And I think these 2 guys smell an opportunity because the winner plays either Searle or Cullen. Cullen's not in his best form, and Ryan Searle might not even have his own equipment in the next match.
Yeah, he's 21 left, so he's... Well, no damage done because Dutt's on 3-2-3, but just a little bit of a wobble. He's left himself 8-8 when he does return, but yeah, just wanted to maybe signs of tension creeping into the arm, the shoulder a little bit tight maybe, understandable given the circumstances.
One last question. Who's the only person to get a match dart right now? It's Ross Smith.
2 more in hand for the number 9 seed, and Ross Smith kills the hopes of a nation.
You want it, Phil Taylor?
Yeah, I think he said, look, that's me, that's my name on the packaging. He said, that's my name on the front of the shop. Get out.
I think Adrian tells it the best. He can't stop laughing at the end of it.
We know this one to face Ross Smith, who has just brought an end to the final Belgian hope in this tournament. But what a game that was. Unbelievable stuff. We've been treated to some real high quality stuff here already this weekend. There'll be more to come. But with Joe Cullen, who's been struggling for form, and Ryan Searle, who hasn't got any of his actual kit, can this be high quality? It could. It's supreme quality from Heavy Metal. 161, check out. Not wearing his right stuff, not throwing his correct darts, and he's just pinned a monster.
He looked genuinely hurt that he was not able to experience tomorrow, and one of these players is going to feel the same way.
I'm sure it means even more to Mike, though, playing in front of his home crowd. But look, he came off the reserve list, so managed to come here, win a game, earn some more money. It's already the best year of Mike Dudecker's senior career, and I think there'll be loads more to come. Last time these 2 met was at the World Championship, by the way. Joe Cullen prevailing there and very nearly stopping Luke Humphries from becoming world champion in one of the most sensational games. Unfortunately for Joe, heroic defeats to big name players in big tournaments, particularly the Worlds. Not the first time that's happened for him.
That was the last game of darts in PDC in 2023. It was an astonishing contest, and it's a good job we all got a day off after that because we needed it.
Oh, 160 to go with the 161. Ryan Searle, it took him a leg to find his feet, but now he can't believe what he's doing. Players' Championship also reached a Euro Tour final this year. They are the highlights for Joe Cullen in 2024 because it's not been a good year, and there have been some performances that have been worryingly poor. But and he's had a little bit of a slide, been out of form. Think back to Munich last year, he managed to come through a game with Ross Smith somehow that was very important in terms of the rankings. If he were to find a way to win this, go on a little run here, all of a sudden, those pressures ease massively. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Let's not forget, Dan, that
120.
it was 2 years ago when he won in Hungary.
67.
You know what 2 years means when it comes to rankings? He's teetering around the top 16 in the world. He's teetering around sixes here, and he does inch closer. 5 years to really become the titan that he is. Around 2006, 2007, it started to click. So Searle's starting to do the same. He's winning every year, but in order to make his reputation thrive, it's just simmering as opposed to coming to a boil.
Yeah, he needs to start doing what, say, Durk did. Durk won a title, and the next year won a couple, next year won 3, making that progress. Or Johnny Clayton, who just bursts into life and wins everything for a year, having won 1 title per year in previous years. Luke Humphries, of course, his very good mate, followed the perfect roadmap to success. Ryan Searle wants 2 tops, and he's got them both, and it's another brilliant check out from Ryan Searle. This game means more to Joe Cullen. Ryan Searle's safe for all sorts of things. Of course, he wants to have more success on the European Tour.
140.
Wants to break his run of just picking up the 1 title each year for the last half a decade or so. But Cullen, it would be so important for him. A run here would ease so many concerns about qualification for big TV tournaments.
The one thing he's got going for him is that between Joe and Dirk van Dijvenbode, there's about £8,000 between them for the World Grand Prix. It's a pretty good buffer, but he doesn't want to be looking over his shoulder going into the later part of this month. This is a match-winning opportunity, and it's a 164, which he hasn't got in his collection yet. But now he's got it! That is a ridiculous set of numbers to win that match by 6 legs to 4. Who does that?